very good afternoon and welcome to Baina Midday News, coming to you live from the NAB House, Atomic Junction, Medina. I'm Khadija Tukubra Keilani. Coming up this afternoon, Ghanaian trader urged to comply as Burkina Faso bans cereal and beans exports. Government borrows 59.68 billion Ghana cedis in 7 weeks from domestic money market. On the international front, Rwanda calls UK sanctions regrettable over alleged M23 support. Do stay with us for details of the stories. We are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at Baina TV. Now to our first story. The government is set to hold a negotiation meeting with the leadership of the Civil and Local Government Staff Association on Thursday, February 27, in a bid to resolve the ongoing strike. The association is demanding the revocation of the appointment of the new birth and death registrar Samuel Adumbotre, citing his alleged partisan affiliation. This was outlined in a letter from the Ministry of Labour, Jobs and Unemployment, which urged CLOSAG to call off the strike ahead of the planned meeting. In an interview with the media, Executive Secretary of CLOSAG, Isaac Bampo Addo, stated that the association's next line of action will depend on the outcome of the meeting. He confirmed that the association received some correspondence from the Minister for Labour, Jobs and Employment, which is requesting CLOSAG to come and have a meeting with the ministry on Thursday, February 27. He insisted that Mr. Samuel Adumbotre's appointment must be revoked even before the planned meeting with government. Away from that, the National Investigation Bureau has released Kweku Ohenjan, the former Deputy Executive Director of the National Service Authority, following days of detention over his alleged involvement in the NSA scandal. Mr. Jan had been in custody for several days as investigators sought to unravel his role in the alleged financial mismanagement and misconduct at the NSA.
According to sources, Mr. Kweku Ohenjan's detention was part of a broader probe aimed at uncovering irregularities within the NSA that have raised public concern in recent months. The NSA scandal, which has been under investigation for a considerable period, involves allegations of fraudulent activities, financial misappropriation, and systematic loopholes that have led to substantial losses to the state. The probe has implicated several high-profile individuals, including former and current officials of the authority. Following his release on Monday, February 24th, the NIB has stated that Mr. Jan remains a person of interest in the case and could be recalled for further questioning should the need arise. His legal representatives have maintained that he is willing to cooperate fully with investigators to ensure due process is followed.
Also, the Food and Drugs Authority has suspended the Good Manufacturing Practice certification of Avio Pharmaceuticals, an Indian drug manufacturer, following revelations of its involvement in the illegal distribution of opium-based medications to West Africa. The decision follows a BBC African Eye investigation which exposed how Avio Pharmaceuticals, through Westfin International, allegedly exported unapproved drugs containing Taptadol and Carisprodol to countries including Ghana, Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire.
These substances, classified as highly addictive opioids, pose serious health risks, including respiratory failure and death when abused. In response to the expose, the FDA has instructed Samus Pharma, a Ghana-based importer, to cease all dealings with Avio Pharmaceuticals and Westfin International. Furthermore, the registration process for 6 products from Masters Pharmaceutical Limited, which planned to use Avio Pharmaceuticals Pharmaceuticals as a contract manufacturer has been put on hold. The FDA reaffirmed its commitment to combating opioid abuse, highlighting ongoing enforcement efforts, including seizures, fines, and prosecutions of unauthorized drug distributors. It assured the public that it will continue to collaborate with law enforcement agencies to prevent the influx of dangerous pharmaceuticals into the country. This latest action reinforces Ghana's regulatory stance on illicit drug trafficking and strengthens ongoing measures to safeguard public health.
And in business, the government has borrowed an amount of 59.68 billion cedis from the domestic money market since assuming office this year. The 59.68 billion cedis has been borrowed in 7 weeks from the domestic money market through the issue of 91 days, 182 days, and 365-day treasury bills.
The new Mahama-led government's borrowing from the domestic short-term market in 2025, also known as Treasury Bill auctions, started right at the beginning of the year upon the government's assumption of office and has spanned a period of 7 weeks in succession. According to Bank of Ghana data, the government first went into the domestic market on January 10, 2025, 3 days after assuming office, and borrowed 8.07 billion cedis, followed by another round of borrowing on January 17, 2025, which automated to 8.83 billion cedis. On January 24th, the government again borrowed 8.16 billion cedis and another 7.99 billion cedis on January 31st. In February, the government has been to the T-bill markets 3 times on February 7th, February 14th, and February 21st to borrow 7.60 billion cedis, 9.43 billion cedis, and 9.6 billion cedis respectively.
Also, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has alerted Ghanaian traders and businesses to Burkina Faso's continuing ban on the export of cereals and white beans, urging full compliance to avoid sanctions. In a statement issued on Tuesday, February 25, the ministry cited official communications from the Burkina Faso Joint Communique, which retained the ban on the export of key staples including rice, millet, maize, sorghum, and cowpeas. Ghanaian traders and businesses involved in importing these commodities from Burkina Faso are advised to take note of this directive and comply accordingly to avoid any sanctions or confiscation of their goods.
The restriction aims to safeguard Burkina Faso's domestic food security amid regional concerns over grain shortages and rising prices. Burkina Faso initially announced the export restrictions in December 2023, citing concerns over food sufficiency amid challenging climatic conditions affecting agricultural output. The ban has since been extended as reaffirmed by the November 2024 communique, highlighting the country's determination to stabilize local food supplies. Ghana, as a significant importer of cereals from its northern neighbor, could face short-term supply disruptions and potential price hikes in local markets as a result of the ban. Market analysts warn that the restriction could have ripple effect on Ghana's food security, particularly for industries reliant on imported grains and beans. Local traders, especially those operating along the border regions, have been urged to seek alternative sources or adjust supply chains to mitigate the impact. The Foreign Ministry further encouraged affected stakeholders to stay updated on development and liaise with relevant authorities for guidance.
Still on business, the Ghana Union of Traders Association has expressed optimism ahead of the 2025 budget statement, urging the new government to implement policies that will foster a more conducive business environment. Gutta believes that streamlining the tax system and reducing taxes, duties and levies will help alleviate the high cost of doing businesses in the country.
In a February 26th press release signed by its president, Dr. Joseph Obin stated that the government's assurance of reducing business costs is a step in the right direction. The association outlined key expectations from the upcoming budget to support business growth and economic stability. GUTA is hoping that all nuisance taxes will be scrapped to considerably prune down the number of numerous taxes that impede the growth of business in the country. The association is also urging the government to introduce unconditional tax amnesty programs as a stopgap measure in its quest to broaden the tax base and to ensure non-tax businesses are enrolled into the tax net, and also allow businesses with tax irregularities to normalize their tax obligation to optimize government revenue mobilization.
On the international front, Rwanda has condemned the UK's recent sanctions, calling them regrettable after the UK accused the country of supporting M23 rebels in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. The UK's Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office announced several measures, including suspending direct financial aid, excluding support for the poorest Rwandans, halting high-level attendance at government events, and suspending defense cooperation.